Hey everyone, today I am going to be making a creamy butternut squash soup. I'm Shelly with Plant-Based Foodie, and I have 3 different ways to make the soup creamy, and it's all plant-based. Let's dive in. First off, let's talk ingredients. We're going to use whole plant-based goodies right here. Butternut squash, carrots, onions, garlic, veggie broth, maple syrup, and some spices. This is going to be a creamy butternut squash soup, and we have 3 different options that we can use. We can use a coconut milk to create a nice creamy tropical flavor from the coconut. We could use a cashew cream or another type of nut cream milk that we could use. I just made this one myself with some cashews and some water. Or we could use a white bean. This is a white cannelli bean this is the one I'm actually going to use today, and this will add a nice fiber and protein to the soup. You could use one of each, or you can even do a combo. Now we are going to peel and cube the butternut squash. What I like to do is just cut off each end, cut it in half, and then just peel all the skin off the butternut squash, and then I cut it in half and then break it apart, and you can see all the seeds in there. Now we're just going to scoop those seeds out of there. And now we can just cut up the butternut squash into chunky cubes. And we're also going to peel and roughly chop the carrots. And once they're all chopped, we can place them on a lined baking sheet. I have parchment paper here, but you can also use a silicone mat. So we're going to have the butternut squash and the carrots. We're going to put the veggies in the oven at 400 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes until it's forked and tender. Now we're going to saute our veggies. We're going to do an oil-free saute, so I'm going to add in the onions and a little bit of veggie broth. You can also use water to prevent any of the veggies from sticking. So to the pan, I'm adding in some minced garlic. Stir that all together. Next, I'm going to add in some minced ginger. Stir that too, and then we're going to add in the spices. We're going to have some cumin, some smoked paprika, some cinnamon, a pinch of cayenne pepper, and we'll stir that all together and saute. Next, we're going to add in the roasted butternut squash and carrots. Stir that together. Add in our white beans. Add in the rest of about 4 cups of the veggie broth. And a little bit of maple syrup. Then we'll bring this to a simmer for about 10 minutes, let it simmer, and I'm also adding in some bay leaves. So the soup is done and it's ready to be blended. The soup looks pretty good. You could actually just eat it like this if you wanted like more of a chunky style soup. But we're going to make this nice and creamy. I'm going to use the Vitamix, so I'm going to do this in batches. So I'm just going to put in the Vitamix and then put it back in the soup and then just blend it all together. You can also use an immersion blender if you have one of them. Careful with the Vitamix. I like to fill it about halfway so it doesn't go everywhere. Now we basically just repeat what we just did. You just stir the soup together with the blended soup and then put it back in the Vitamix and then pour it back into the pot until everything is nice and blended together. Now the soup is all nicely blended together, and you can see how it's all nice and creamy, and it's ready to be served. I like to top it off a little bit of vegan sour cream. Goes really nicely, and then a little pinch of red pepper flakes, and a little bit of cilantro if you like cilantro. It's ready to be served. And there you have it, creamy butternut squash soup, with options to suit your mood and nutritional goals. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out the comments below for a full link to the recipe.